My next guest is going to be back in action next week on that mega card, UFC 285. March 4th, going to be taking on Farid Basharat. It is Da'Mon Blackshear joining me here on the program. Da'Mon, how are you, man?
I'm doing great, brother. How are you?
Doing awesome, but I'm not going to be fighting on a card that's going to be headlined by John Jones. Just how excited were you to be a part of John Jones's return fight?
Man, extremely excited. It's one of the biggest cards the UFC has had so far, So I'm excited to be on this card. I get to showcase my skills in front of millions of fans.
Yeah, it's going to be great. When did you find out about this fight? Did you get enough notice?
Yeah, I definitely did. I figured out about this fight around December.
Oh, cool. Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah, lots of time.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been training hard, man. Up in Albuquerque. So I'm like up about 7,000 feet in elevation. I've just been training up here.
That's cool, man. And was this the right amount of time off in between fights, or were you trying to get one in there before this?
I was trying to get one more before this, but everything happens as it happens, So I'm excited to step back in it.
Of course, we last saw you in that fight with Yusuf Zalal. What did you take away the most from that performance that you're bringing into this fight?
So that fight was 10 days notice. I think I did pretty well. Could have pushed harder, but just my nutrition is right. I'm a lot healthier right now. Conditioning is fucking phenomenal, and I just been grinding. I actually have a camp for this fight, so feels good.
Does this feel like the real debut in the sense that, you get plenty of notice, you got the full camp, all this stuff? Because I know sometimes I hear that from fighters where it's like, when you're taking a fight on 10 days, you don't really get to be optimal, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel phenomenal right now. 10 days notice wasn't it was okay. I got a draw, but I didn't get to showcase my full skills. So
yeah. And taking on a really exciting opponent here in Basharat, of course, undefeated. That's always nice to be able to go out there and take away someone's how do you feel like stylistically you match up against him in this fight?
I think I match up perfectly. I feel like I'm better than him everywhere. If I wanted to play his game and fucking outpoint him in his game, fucking Taekwondo style, and I could, So I feel like I can showcase a lot of my skills in this fight.
Training camp, you talked about it there, being in Albuquerque. Who have been some of the main training partners helping you get ready for this fight?
So I just move around with a lot of guys. Spice, up and comer, he's a phenomenal striker. I've been moving around with him and just being pushed with everybody in the gym. So nobody really is specific. Steve's been giving me a lot of looks, and yeah. So.
Okay, that's cool. And when you say Albuquerque, you mean Jackson Wink? That's where you're training?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And when you say Steve, is that Steve Garcia? I was just trying to pin everything together here.
Steve
okay,
Garcia.
Love Steve. Big win in his last fight, right? Getting that finish on Chase Hooper.
Oh yeah, man. He fucking put on the show.
Yeah, good energy too. I hear that's one of the things at Jackson's. Just good energy in the gym. Everyone's sort of pushing each other. I'm sure you feel that way as well.
Yeah, man. It's phenomenal to get the support out of Jackson Weeks from the coaches and my teammates.
Yeah, and a good variety as well. I'm sure not just the pro guys, maybe a few amateurs, a little bit of different styles. Like you get a lot of variety in camp is what I keep hearing.
Yeah, man, I get all kinds of different styles from some of these guys. Like some guys are fucking phenomenal strikers, and they all got different striking styles. And some guys are phenomenal grapplers, and they all have different like little grappling skills, skill sets.
One of the things that if you've looked at your career, you had to grind to get to the UFC. Some guys, they have a couple fights, they win on Contender Series and they get in, but you're someone that's fought for CFFC. You've been in the trenches for a while, and even going into this fight, you have a lot more fights than your opponent. How much will that experience pay dividends next Saturday, in your opinion, just because you've been, having some tough fights in the regional scene?
Yeah, man, I think it's gonna showcase a lot. It's gonna set me apart from a lot of these guys on the lower level of the UFC, and I'm gonna showcase it. Like I'm very experienced. I might have some on my record. It says I have some L's, but like it's gonna show on in the cage, my body of work. So.
And I don't think the betting odds are out yet, but if I had to guess, he'll probably be the favorite just because he's undefeated. I feel like you were kind of counted out in your last fight too. Do you like being that sort of dark horse to go out there and spoil the party? Do you like being in that position?
Absolutely. I like to have that being the underdog. I get to show everybody wrong,
Yeah, no, it's a cool feeling. I'm sure. And what about your corner? Who's going to be making the trip with you there to Vegas next Saturday?
So it's gonna be me, Coach Mike Winklejohn, Greg Jackson, and Coach Diori, D3 Defense. You know,
Love
he's
it.
got me here. He's got a nice little fight house. Yeah, I got fucking my own little private gym that I can train at. That's a little higher elevation than Jackson Winks, and I just grind out here.
Love it, man. How's this fight playing out next Saturday on March 4th? How do you see it going down?
March 4th, I could see a victory in the first round. No,
Wow. Okay, I like it. Knockout, submission, or just whatever you'll take, I
I
guess.
finished. I finished. Yeah, I'm putting
Okay.
putting pressure on him. I could see him folding. So.
Good stuff. And there's a lot of stuff going on in your division right now. They just announced the it looks like the title fight is happening between Aljamain Sterling and Henry Cejudo. I was curious who you think wins that fight because I'm sure you're paying attention to that.
Yeah, I think Henry Cejudo might edge out a decision in that fight just because his
Okay.
wrestling pedigree, and I think he can stop the grappling exchanges. And on the feet, I might have to give it to Henry Cejudo. I think he's just a little sharper. Aljamain, it's a little bit more unorthodox. He might be able to get off a little bit, but I think it's going to be a stand-up fight, and I will give it to Henry Cejudo, edging out a decision.
What about a week after you? You've got that Piotr Jan and Merab Dvalishvili fight at Bantamweight. Who do you see winning that one?
Peter Yan and who?
Merab Dvalishvili, who's Aljo's teammate, the guy from Georgia. He just beat Jose Aldo.
I might have to. I think I'm gonna go with Marab. I think Marab is gonna he's gonna put that pressure on him. I think he can edge out his decision as well.
And just last one, also in your division, we've got that Corey Sandhagen and Chito Vera fight. Who do you give the edge to in that one?
And is Sanhagen you saying?
Yeah, Sandhagen and Chito Vera, Marlon Chito Vera.
Yeah, I got I think Sanhagen.
Love
I
it.
like
That's great, man. And then obviously we mentioned it here, big fight on a big pay-per-view. I imagine the plan this year, keep active, keep building up that resume. Just, a lot of fighters like 3 fights a year. Is that kind of what you like too?
Yeah, 4 fights a year, as many as I can get. I like to stay active,
Yeah.
Start pushing out fights.
What about downtime? I know you don't get a lot of it being in camp. I know you're probably getting a few naps in, but are you a Netflix guy, video game guy? What do you get up to when you get that little bit of free time in between training sessions?
I change it up. So I sometimes read, sometimes I watch some Netflix, sometimes play the game. I like
Okay.
to
Bit of variety, which is good, right?
yeah,
So,
bit of variety. Yeah.
anything good you're watching on Netflix right now?
I just watched a Western. I was just flipping through and I was just like trying to find it, and it was damn. I don't remember the name, but it was pretty.
No worries. I'm asking the tough questions at the end, so I don't blame you for someone up here. What about video games? Is there any cool gaming games you're getting into?
I like to hop on Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Go around and fucking just cause mayhem.
Yeah, I get it. And we're looking forward to you causing some mayhem next Saturday, UFC 285, man. Da'Mon, thanks so much for doing this. If there's anyone you'd like to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug, I'll give you the last word.
I just want to thank my management team, LCA Sports Management, D3 Defense, and Icon Mills for supplying me for this camp. And that's about it.